Japan's involvement in World War II is a complex and controversial subject. The nation's aggressive expansionist policies in the 1930s and 1940s, along with its alliance with Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, led to a series of military conflicts that devastated much of Asia and the Pacific. Japan's imperial ambitions began in the early 20th century, as the nation sought to expand its influence and secure resources in Asia. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria, a region of northeastern China, and established a puppet state there. This was the first step in what would become a larger campaign of military aggression throughout the region. In 1937, Japan launched a full-scale invasion of China, sparking the Second Sino-Japanese War. The conflict was brutal and lasted for 8 years, resulting in the deaths of millions of Chinese civilians and soldiers. Japan's military also committed numerous atrocities, such as the rape of Nanking in 1937, where over 200,000 Chinese civilians were massacred. Meanwhile, Japan continued to expand its territorial ambitions, seizing French Indochina and parts of Southeast Asia. In response, the United States, Great Britain, and the Netherlands imposed economic sanctions on Japan, hoping to force the nation to withdraw from its conquests. However, Japan saw this as a threat to its national security and, in December 1941, launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, drawing the United States into the war. Over the next 4 years, Japan fought a series of grueling battles against the Allied powers, including the Battle of Midway, the Battle of Guadalcanal, and the Battle of Okinawa. The conflict in the Pacific was particularly brutal, with high casualties on both sides. Japan's military leadership was determined to fight to the bitter end, refusing to surrender even as it became clear that the nation was facing defeat. The war came to an end on August 15, 1945, when Japan's Emperor Hirohito announced the nation's surrender. The cost of Japan's military aggression was staggering, with millions of civilians and soldiers dead, cities destroyed, and a legacy of devastation that would last for decades. Today, Japan has made a remarkable recovery from the devastation of World War II. The nation has embraced pacifism and international cooperation, becoming a global leader in technology, commerce, and culture. However, Japan's wartime legacy remains a contentious issue, with ongoing debates about the nation's responsibility for the conflict and its treatment of prisoners of war and civilian populations. Despite these challenges, Japan remains a vital player on the world stage, committed to peace and stability in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond.